coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us on a Tuesday morning. It's kind of nice out today. I kind of dug that. 402-464-5685. Starter Hammond text line if you want to text into the show. If you got questions for our guest, please use the text line and have at it. We do have a guest for you, so you can ask questions. We're gonna rock and roll with Coach Jodie today, but let's do that. Live video streams up by Starter Hammond, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter Live. You can actually look in studio for Twitter Live and see what's going on. I'm thrilled because, look, I hope on a beautiful day that you will pause and find your way down to Haymarket Park. Do that. 3 consecutive nights versus Fargo Moorhead. Let's see how the Saltdogs are doing. Let's bring in the skipper. Let's bring in Brett Jodie. Coach, how you doing this morning?
DP doing well, man. Doing well. Yeah, we're running out of home games, man, so you need to get down there, right?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. So tonight I can be there after. Yeah, actually, I'll make it. I've got a show from 6 to 7, and I can come down right after that, catch you guys. And then I planned on coming tomorrow night as well. Thursday night, I'm going to take the national holiday and watch some football, but you guys got me Tuesday and Wednesday. So
I love it. I love it. I need to get over to Mary Ellen's. It sounds like I heard that commercial, and man, that place sounds pretty tasty.
Oh, Skipper, I'm gonna actually give you my number and I'm gonna give you Charles Phillips' number, who's the owner over there, and he puts love in all that food over there, whether it's brisket, hot buttered wings, fried chicken, collard greens, mac and cheese. It's the works, man. He puts in some.
You said it. Mouth watering, man. Mouth watering, you know?
Yeah, we'll do that. We need to get you guys fed. We were trying to get a way to get the guys from Canopy Street Market to feed you. So they dropped off $10 cards so all the guys can come by, go by the store right there in the Haymarket.
Yeah.
And grab a meal. Like, they pre-prep meals for you. They'll actually make what you want. Truth be told, they're good folks.
Nice.
Or if you decide that you want to use your card and get a beverage, you can do that as well. So we want to thank them for doing that for you guys, and I think they're ready to do it again this month as well. So we'll keep the partnerships moving.
We appreciate you. That's awesome.
You know, to how to do that. So, Coach Skip, are you a football fan?
I am. I love football. I do.
Okay, who are you guys? Talk to me.
Well, I went to the University of South Carolina, so my college teams, I guess, got to be South Carolina, even though they've been in a rough stretch and a tough conference. But I'm still holding true to them. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers is my professional team.
How do you feel about the Steelers this year? I mean, new quarterback, first time. Tomlin's got his hands full. What are your thoughts?
I'll tell you what, Tomlin's done an outstanding job, man. Just the longevity of the coaching and the stability of that organization. I mean, if you want to, I guess, use as a template of how to kind of run an organization, it's just done right. Year in and year out, they've had success, and they're pretty much always in the hunt. You know, they had Big Ben for a long time, and now, the big question is the quarterback situation. I've been reading a little bit about it, and Trubisky's been a little bit shaky in camp, I guess, but that's always tough to tell too. I think they surround their quarterbacks with really good players, good offensive line. Obviously, they're known for defense as well. Been putting up a lot of points in the past few years, also. So it'll be interesting. We'll learn pretty quickly. Is it going to have to, go to Pickett and kind of maybe take their lumps for a little bit, or if they're going to be able to just kind of still stay in the race in a very tough division now, though, too. I mean, you got. The Browns used to be, non-existent in the organization. Now they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, and we know what the Bengals are capable of, and you got the Ravens too. So it's a extremely tough division, but Pittsburgh's always there, and I expect them to be there again in the end. But it may be a little tougher road this year.
Skip, as a fan, do you want them to go young with Pickett, or do you want to just kind of see what else happens and kind of hold fort until he's ready?
Yeah, not big on the rebuilding phase, and I do think NFL quarterback is one of the toughest jobs in the world, probably. And I think you need that time to kind of have the tutelage of somebody, and get more comfortable with the playbook and just get more comfortable overall. I was a quarterback in high school too, and obviously not at this level, but it still takes a little while to get that comfort factor and learn the playbook. And if you can do that, and then that becomes second nature, then you can start to actually work on your leadership skills or whatever, those, second tier things or things that, just become natural. You don't have to worry about sitting in a huddle and calling a play or whatever. Then the game can become a lot easier to you. And I think too many of the rookies are thrown out there way too quick, and for a variety of reasons, the excitement factor or whatever, you just want to get on with the next stage. But I do think it would be important probably to have the guy sit for a little while. How long is that? That's the big question, right? Is it 2 games? Is it 4? Is it half a season? Is it a full season? I mean, Aaron Rodgers set for how many years, and he's been pretty successful. I don't necessarily recommend that, but even Patrick Mahomes set, I think, for a full year. So I do think it's important to have some time to get comfortable. And I would like to see them go with the more veteran type quarterback, unless that play is just that abysmal, then you got to do what you got to do. But I think they have enough veterans on that team where they could stick with one of the older quarterbacks and let Pickett grow a little bit underneath.
Coach, give a scouting report on yourself as a quarterback. Give me that short version of who you were.
Well, you always like to think you're a little better than you were, right? But my first love is actually football. Baseball was secondary. I love baseball as well, but I just love the toughness that was involved with football. So I played football in high school. Like I said, I made it to the Shrine Bowl, which was the best players against South Carolina, against the best players from North Carolina. We played in that. Most every player on those teams went on to play college football. I chose baseball, and even when I was getting recruited in football as well, but I thought it was very tough for a quarterback and a baseball pitcher to play both sports. I think as a quarterback, you need to be there all the time, watching film, being there, and all the weight sessions and everything. And I'd be missing a lot of time with baseball. And plus, it was just so taxing on the arm to have that many reps. And I did have some arm problems in high school and stuff. So that's really what kept me out of football. But to this day, I still miss it and wanted to play it. But it was just, I thought I had more longevity in baseball. I believe I was wrong with that because I ended up having 2 surgeries because of baseball. But yeah, we were a no huddle offense. So we ran everything no huddle. We passed a lot, probably 25 to 30 times a game. I ran the option 1 time each year, and I was on the varsity for 3 years. So we used to throw it down the field, man, and had some good times doing it. And I was an accurate guy, had pretty good arm strength. Like I said, really loved the game, and would have loved to seen what it would have developed into, but just never went to that next level. But still love it to this day.
We're talking to Brett Jodie, a skipper for the Lincoln Saltdogs, and you had 2 homes at the professional level, at the major league level. When people ask you who you played for, what do you say first?
Well, I usually just say both. I say Yankees and Padres, but most people want to hear about the Yankees. You realize Yankees are a brand name, I guess, around the whole world. So that's the team that most people are attracted to and intrigued with. So, but I just tell them the truth. I played with the Yankees and Padres, and I actually spent more time in the Yankees organization. So that's who I was drafted by and who I was brought up with, and kind of the gold standard of baseball. Probably, people may argue that, and I didn't play with all the organizations, but I know the Yankees do things the right way. So it was a heck of an experience with them, and that's one thing. I don't know if I told you this before, but I've told other people. A boy from South Carolina, you don't think about getting drafted by the Yankees, and there I was drafted by the New York Yankees out of South Carolina, which is, I talked to so many different teams and organizations, and the Yankees were not one of them, and yet they drafted me. So it was one of those untouchable teams that you see certain players, Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris, all that. You can go on and on with names, and it just didn't seem that my name would fit in with that. And obviously it doesn't as far as playing ability, but still to be part of that organization was phenomenal. So, most people want want to go towards the Yankees and talk more about that. But the people have been out to San Diego and California, really, really love their Padres. And obviously they're making a push with all these trades they did and built the new stadium. But I did not play in the new stadium downtown. I played in the old Qualcomm back in the day. But yeah, both wonderful places and a lot of good memories.
Oh, I love the Murph. I love the Murph. Oh, man. Oh, my time out with the Chargers. I love Jack Murphy.
Right.
Yeah. I just miss being able to pull coming down the hill. You make the turn, come down the hill of Murph, and it was just San Diego sports was just a different deal back in the day. I'll ask you to share, if you don't mind, the first time you got to put on the pinstripes at Yankee Stadium.
Man, where do you want me to go with this? The first time I got to put them on was when I was pitching on Friday night against the Blue Jays. So, I show up and I'm in AAA the day before, and I fly in after midnight to whatever airport I was going to, and I think I spent probably the whole night on the phone because people were so excited for me and everything, and obviously I wanted everybody to be a part of it. And I was up till probably 4 a.m, and I woke up at about 6:30 in the morning after trying to get some sleep, and just really excited. That I could go on and on about this particular day, but by the time I actually pitched that night, I was physically and mentally drained. Where I had nothing left. It's hard to imagine when you got 50,000 people in the stands, but it was one of those times in my career. And usually I'm very even keeled. I don't let anything affect me, but when you get to call up the Yankee Stadium and you finally made it to your so-called dream and they come true, you want to let people into that experience and kind of share it. And honestly, I didn't even have to share it. Everybody found out. Social media wasn't quite like it is now, but it still spread like wildfire, and everybody knew. And so I'm getting constant calls and texts and everything. And like I said, I wanted everybody to be a part of it. So the outing didn't go quite like I wanted it to, and it would have been a lot more comfortable. And speaking of like Kenny Pickett getting comfortable, would have been a lot better for me if I could have gone to a game maybe, and watched and kind of got to know the guys a little bit. And I didn't even know where to warm up. I had to be told where to go to throw my bullpen. Even though I've seen some games on TV, I guess I just never pay attention. You got to warm up in center field out there. So a lot of things you don't think about. I was in the hotel, didn't know how to get to the park. I mean, they tell me to get on the subway. I'm from South Carolina. I don't know how to work the subway system. So a lot of things that were, you don't want to deal with on your start day, where you just want to kind of chill, trying to work a pass list, trying to figure out where my hat is, and I can't wear certain undershirts and different things like that. So there's a lot into it. I could fill up a whole 30-minute segment probably with talking about this start, but.
Oh no, that's why you're here.
And I learned what to do and what not to do after that start. But yeah, that was my first experience in pinstripes, and it was with me trying to get Carlos Delgado out.
Well, that was why. I mean, literally. I mean, on these visits, like when you and I talked, I said, "Listen, there's a space for you in this venue, in this vacuum, of you telling stories and kind of correlating everything, because it's not many people have the experience of going through the process and then understanding what it's like to leave the bullpen at Yankee Stadium and trot out in front of 50,000. Do you remember who was in the lineup behind you?
Oh, as far as my defense and everything, yeah, it was Paul O'Neill, Bernie Williams, Derek Jeter, Jorge Posada. Tino Martinez, I believe it was Brocious. I think I can't remember that correctly, but yeah, Soriano, I believe at second. I mean, it was all the dudes, man. It was all the guys. You got Clemens and Pettit and El Duque and David Wells, I believe, in the rotation. I mean, I could be off. You got Mariano. I mean, it was all of them. And believe me, at 6:30 in the morning when I woke up from my 2.5 hour nap, that's what I thought about. I'm like, wait a minute now. All right, I've had all these different shortstops and catchers and different things like that. Now I'm gonna have Jeter behind me. I'm gonna have I just started kind of thinking through I guess it finally hit me, and I started that game. So yeah, it was. I just walked out from the bullpen after I warmed up, but yeah, I mean, it was a crazy experience, and like I said, one I'll never forget. I mean, I did end up getting a ride to the stadium. On the way to the stadium, I was riding in one of those limousine cars or whatever. And the guy that was driving me used to drive Robert De Niro around a lot. So he's telling me stories about Robert De Niro. So, we had a great conversation. It took about 2 hours to get to the field. So I was getting nervous because I showed up a little bit late anyway. Like I said, a lot. Every time you talk to me, you'll see more and more that happened that day. But a lot going on and a lot to take in. But it was an experience I'll never forget. I wish I would have done better, and I should have done better. I know how to do better. It wasn't like the game was that much different. It's just that I was done by the time I got out there. I think they actually made. I don't know if this is accurate or not, but I heard rumors that they actually made a rule based on what I went through to take the prospects to Yankee Stadium and kind of show them around, get them acclimated with the city and obviously with New York and watch a game and stuff like that, so they can kind of, see that. And so you're not experiencing it the first time when you actually have to maybe perform. So I don't know if I was one of the first ones to ever go up there and start that night, or if, other people have done that. I'm sure other people have experienced something kind of like that, but I don't know if it's been the exact experience. But yeah, I think they made a rule to try to get guys to go up there and experience it before they had to go perform.
That would be helpful. It would be, right?
It would be. I'm glad I could help them out with that.
Right. I'm going to put you in a really tough spot. Ready for this? Ready for the skip? So there's Jeter with the Yankees on one side, and it's Tony Gwynn with the Padres on the other side. Right? It's Tony Gwynn. Who would you rather face?
Well, actually, I faced Tony because when I was with the Padres, it was during the 9/11 thing, so we had the week off to kind of figure out what was going to happen with the world and with baseball and everything like that. So we played some scrimmage games against each other, and I was able to pitch against Tony. And I remember, and that was his last year before he retired, and so I think I had a 1-2 count on him, and I'm thinking like, all right, I think I can get this guy. And I threw a fastball in. It was a good fastball in. And he just smacked it through the hole, in his hole between third and short.
Yep.
And with authority, like smacked it like it was his job. And then I said, well, there you go, man. It doesn't matter where I threw it. If I'd thrown it away, he just smacked it somewhere. I threw it in. He just inside out it and popped it over there. And I'm like, this guy's good. Obviously, his numbers show, and I didn't need to be told that, but. Right. It was just very impressive. I never faced Jeter, but obviously Jeter's phenomenal too, and he can inside out stuff, pull stuff, and do everything too. But I would probably say, and probably in their primes too, I'd probably say I'd rather face Jeter. But look, man, there's not an easy choice there, and there's not a right choice there. But I would probably say I'd face Jeter.
I said I put you in a tough spot. I knew that was not going to be an easy one. We're talking to Lincoln Saltdogs.
Can't win there. Yeah, I can't win there.
Bro,
I'll probably get up ahead either one.
At least you know. So what's going? At least you know. At least you know. What's going on? So talk to me. You got three game homestand. What can folks look for? Like how the guy's doing? Is there somebody that's hot that they need to come out and see, catch him while he's apexing?
I'll tell you what, in Fargo, we really started to get some good ABs together and really grind out some ABs and see a lot of pitches. So I'm happy with actually the at-bats we're putting together. Still need to score a few more runs. We were very fortunate to win 2 out of 3 there and did a good job in that series against the top team in our division. And now we got them back-to-back. We got them another 3 here at home. And I'm excited. I mean, one thing that's happening is Justin Bird's coming back. So he's coming back from Mexico. He's going to be in the lineup tonight. He's hitting 370, 380 with us before he left. So that's a guy we're definitely going to fire in the lineup tonight. So the fans will be happy to have the Birdman back. Jason Rogers, he's a new addition of a couple weeks, and he's really starting to put some ABs together. I'll tell you what, if you want to kind of model your son or daughter in softball or whatever after a person, look at him, just how he handles the ABs. He's not scared to hit with 2 strikes. He's not chasing things. He just kind of lets the game come to him, sees a lot of pitches, and then, a lot of times he gets some good counts by doing that and then takes a good swing on something. So he's a guy that's really putting together some good ABs. Ryan Long's always a guy that puts together some good ABs. And we got Josh Altman, who had a big homer the other day, a 3-run homer to help us win a game. And we hit 29 last year, and he's been taking some better ABs up to the plate recently. So really got some guys they're starting to come together. There's going to be longevity in the lineup right now, I think, and some good pieces. And now we're just hoping to get some good starts from our starting pitchers and bullpen. If they can hold it, if we get a lead and hold it, we'll be all right. So that's kind of the name of the game, and we got some good pieces. We are looking for another arm to add, and I think once we add another arm, that's pretty much what we're going to have for the season, and hopefully it's good enough, and then we just got to perform and win some games.
Couple of things in play. Tonight is Triple Play Tuesdays. Of course, if you donate 3 non-perishable items at the game for the Food Bank of Lincoln, you receive a free general admission ticket. You can do that for family members as well. If you're listening and you just want to go, stop by the station, give us a shout out. We've got voucher that we can give you so you can go check out Coach Jodie and the Saltdogs and what they're doing. Coach, go get some wins, pile it up, man. Let's get it going. And I will reach out because I've got a big 6'3", 4" left-hander that says if you need to put him in a uniform for a night, he'll maybe take some hacks for you. He says he can still play first base, but Strick says he's in a pretty good spot.
Strick can do it, I think, man. He was looking better last time, so I'm looking forward. He's progressing nicely, so he's pretty soon going to get a real AB in there.
Right. We said, let's do it. Put him in a uniform one night. Let's get that done. Coach, thank you. Go get some wins tonight. I'll check you out tonight and tomorrow. I'll stop by and yell, and then I will certainly hook you up. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to have Bach get your number so that we can get you Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. We're going to do that.
You are awesome. Thanks, DP. Y'all have a good one, man.
Thank you, brother. That is Brett Jodie, skipper, the Lincoln Saltdogs. Again, 3-game homestand tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday. First pitch 7:05 for each of those. Again, Triple Play Tuesdays. Donate 3 non-perishable items at the game for the Food Bank of Lincoln. You receive a free general admission ticket. But if you're certain you want to do it and you don't have the items, you just want to stop by the ticket and grab some vouchers, you can do that as well. We would do that for you because we're going to come back to this. We're going to come back, got a text that we want to read. We're going to help somebody else take BP with DP with the Saltdogs last Friday of the month. We'll talk about that when we come back to one-on-one.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is the equal opportunity employer.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this summer. Check out their new Keen and Tiva brand sandals for hiking and Olukai sandals for sitting by the pool. Plus, they're stocked up on Hey Dudes to catch you up on the latest shoe fashion. They also have shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect sunny skies and a bit of a warm-up here for our Tuesdays. We'll top out at around 88. Wind should remain light out of the south at around 10. Mainly clear tonight, a low dropping down to around 63. The heat will build in further as we head into the middle of the week. Highs tomorrow and Thursday around 95. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
The weather in Nebraska is unpredictable every day, and that's no fun when you're trying to golf. Double Eagle Golf in West Lincoln is now open to let you play in perfect indoor conditions daily. Double Eagle Golf has 5 simulator bays to hit in, by far the most in Lincoln, and has a fully stocked bar with beers and cocktails for you to enjoy while you play. Double Eagle Golf is open each weekday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., so you can start the day there, take a client over lunch, or end the night with friends. Check out Double Eagle Golf today inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money. But like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to One on One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to One on One. Great stuff from Brett Jodie. That's great stuff. We'll have to cut up some of that and share, especially the Gwynn story. That's or maybe him walking around Yankee Stadium. There's a chock full of stuff. But here's the thing: he's here in Lincoln, and if your son is a pitcher, you might want to reach out. Like he's a major leaguer. He's here. Plays for the Yankees. Like, bro, he's here in Lincoln, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe like I'm putting together in my mind like a camp, a Saltdogs camp, even a tryout. Maybe you can find some golden nugget.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Every year, have one Salt Dog, like
one Saltdogs tryout
from the Lincoln residents.
Yeah, like just or I'm pretty sure people would drive from Iowa. And,
right? Yeah, you get people.
People would do that, but I think that would be awesome. Have one day like a Brett Jodie camp, like just have they have like the veteran camp, and like you can go to the Dodgers and Yankees camp, and they have like a seniors camp. I forget what they call it. They don't call it seniors camp, but it's an adult camp, and you go through basic drills and you get the uniform, and it's pricey.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But you get the uniform, and you get they train you and coach you, and you get to do your thing.
You feel like you're a Yankee for a day.
Yeah, for a day. For a day, so you could be Salt Dog for a day.
Yeah,
that'd be a pretty cool thing. Of course, I'm sure that Jodie and Charlie Meyer approve of me
just throwing out ideas.
Just throwing out ideas. Hey man, hire a local dude who's never played. No, we're not asking for that. But I asked for texts about BP with DP. I was dead serious about how this is work. You just text in and tell me why you want to take BP with DP. And I got this text, so I'll share this one because I think it's kind of down the lane that we're talking about. Hey, DP, my name is Bailey Goff, and I'm wanting to enter my fiance to win the BP with the Saltdogs. His name is Dylan Wellis, and he, along with the entire family, are sports fanatics. They love the Dodgers almost as much as he loves his daughter, which is saying a lot. I swear that team is pretty much like his second child. I definitely understand that. He knows more about baseball and its history than anyone I've ever met. His birthday is August 29th. He will be 24. And since we've been together, he wanted a chance to try out for the Saltdogs. I know he misses the game so much, not only for the competitiveness behind it, but the brotherhood that sports deliver. He lives and breathes baseball. When there isn't a baseball to be watched, there's somehow always a game he can find, whether it be at a high school, select, college reruns, or the World Series that is likely recorded if the Dodgers were playing. He had opportunities. Now, here's the thing. Couple of things in this Bailey. I want him to come and enjoy it rather than think of it as a tryout. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just come and enjoy being in a field of dreams. That's what that is. Like, we'll give him a chance to come down and take BP and shag some fly balls and throw the ball around and talk a little hitting and such. So, Bailey, happy birthday to Dylan. And yes, that is a spot. We'll give him a spot to take BP with the Saltdogs, BP with DP, the last Friday of this month. Shoot your number on the text line so we can reach out. But also, we do want to provide some birthday cake for Dylan as well. So you can stop by the station and pick up some cake from Beatrice Bakery for Dylan's 24th birthday. Well done. That's a great fiance move, is to reach out for you. Like that. That's
there you go.
Bonus points. He's winning. He's winning, Bailey. He's winning. Is Rocky going to be on today? No. He is going to. They start their show Tuesday nights next week. So the 23rd, they'll be back on. Cristiano and Rocky Russo will be on. So looking forward to that. I mean, Rocky was on yesterday and did a good job with us. Hopefully you caught it. But if not, you can go on the archives. You can go on YouTube. You can go on Facebook, and you can find Rocky's call-in yesterday. Pecan Pass says, DP, they're called fantasy leagues. Yeah, fantasy camps. And you get to hang out and play against teams alums. Yeah, that's I got to do it back in the day. So when I was in Salt Lake City, we were the flagship for the AAA Salt Lake Bees. They were the Buzz, because every sports team in Utah had to end with double Z's for a while.
Did it?
Yeah, Jazz, Stars, like they did double Z's. And they would come through, and shout out to Steve Klauke, who used to be the voice of it. But they were the Angels AAA. And the Angels, man, this was that run of like Sean Figgins, Rob Quinlan. Like they sent a whole bunch of folks through Salt Lake City. And we would do BP there with them as well. But we also got to like actually play. And it was pretty amazing. But you'd have like Sean Figgins pitching against you. Which, remember, he was a high school pitcher. So not like you had an easy time of it.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff. The Orioles had a really good one down in, I believe, in Bradenton, Florida. Really good. Dodgers had their out in Arizona. The Yankees had theirs down in Florida as well. So yeah, there you can usually find them on the team's websites. With these campuses, they're pretty pricey, but you know, if you have it and you want to do it, I mean, what, like in my time to play against the Orioles, like you faced Boog Powell, Jim Palmer, Al Bunbury, Doug DeCince, like they had some dudes, right? And I remember going to one of them, and Tim Stoddard, who was nicknamed the Big Bird. Tim Stoddard was about, I want to say he was like 6'8". Tim Stoddard was the starting forward on NC State's national championship team with David Thompson, Tommy Burleson, Monty Towle, etc. But he was their small forward, gigantic man, but small forward. But he was also a star pitcher, and he ended up being a closer for the Orioles. And there's a guy who went to one of these fantasy camps, and the guy was having a good camp. 40 years old camp. Also pitching was Ken Dixon. Ken Dixon was a starter for the Orioles for a stretch back in the 80s. And Ken Dixon could still bring it. He could still bring it. I played against Ken Dixon in college. So he knew. He was like, okay, all right, dude. Ken Dixon hit me in the back of the head with a fastball.
Oh, my goodness.
Because he goes, you got 2 hits off me, and I don't like it. Tim Stoddard, there's a guy 40 years old who had a good camp and kind of talked a little bit. Tim Stoddard did some chin music to this guy. And he said, you paid to know what it's like to be a major league hitter. Now you know.
My goodness, these camps are more dangerous.
Well, the thing is, you better be respectful because if somebody, and even at 45, Tim Stoddard could still bring it at plus 90.
Yeah.
Like still, and you go, okay, do your thing, man. Do your thing. So it's always they're fun, right? It was fun, but man, good stuff. You guys just made my day. Thanks, Bailey. No, thank you for doing this. Thank you for thinking, being a part of this and doing this for your fiance. This is what it is. And we're not done. We're over the course of the next week, we'll give away more spots for BP. And again, Steve Taylor will be there. Strick will be there. Bach will be there. Nick will probably be there. And then you guys. But you got to come up with a reason. Okay, Bach, you've had time to think about it. What's the definition of winning?
At Nebraska?
In Bach's world, what defines a win?
Well, outside of the sports realm, I suppose happiness is where you kind of go for winning. But inside the sports realm, and I guess at Nebraska, that's kind of where I think eventually you do have to get to, and everybody's kind of got their different standards as they build up. But once you get to a spot, you eventually just want to compete for the championship. Why are you playing if you're not competing for a championship? And so, there's still different degrees of winning there, but I think that's ultimately, I think, got to be your goal and how you define winning.
Yeah, I think that the conversation isn't had by the fan base. Like, I want to know what the fan base would be happy with, what they would be satisfied with, and then what would make them happy. Because I think that's important to get that message out there. Like if the program knows that, hey, 6 wins isn't enough. 6 wins isn't enough. Or they may be satisfied with 6 wins. Like a ton of folks, when you ask them what success is, they'll go, make a bowl game.
Yeah.
Make a bowl game, make the Pinstripe Bowl. Like we trying to go to New York in December?
It's kind of cool to play the baseball.
Said anyone? Yeah, but do you want to play?
Am I traveling there?
Do you want to sit in a stadium for 4 hours in New York City in December?
No.
Like we go. That's a part of a trip that we do, and every time we plan the Christmas trip to New York, the Giants are playing at home. The Giants or Jets are playing at home, and we have zero desire to sit outside and watch NFL football in December in New York City. We've had, dude, I got tickets. I'm like, no.
Is this when the Giants and Jets were a little better?
No, it's like but even when they were good, even when they were better, even when the Super Bowl was going to be there.
Oh yeah,
I didn't want to go to the Super Bowl in New York City. February in New York? You're taking subways. The subways are crazy anyway. Now it's Super Bowl and cold and no, man. I don't want to do that. It's what's a good bowl? Like, are you talking about you want to go to like a good bowl? Do you want to go where people are going to watch the bowl game? Like, do you want to be in a bowl game against like Bowling Green?
Not necessarily playing in Detroit,
right? Like, no. Do you want? I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want to play against the number 9 team from the ACC? Like, do you right? Like, I mean, what's the plan?
Well, that's a step forward than it has been here the last 5 years.
So do we want to take the win?
Not necessarily. I've broken it down like this because I think that this, at least in my mind, makes sense. I think if you win 6, you're bowl eligible, but you're not happy. If you win 7, okay, that's about probably what a realistic expectation was for this team. Yeah, that's about what you kind of are seeing. If you win 8, hey, you're getting pretty. That's pretty good. If you win 9, okay, now you believe in the future. It's not just like, okay, 8. 8 might even be like, okay, they throw a good team together. If you win 9, okay, they're building on something. And obviously that all changes depending on how the games look and losses, if you're getting blown out and all that stuff. But that's kind of how I generally feel about this season.
So Chase and Ryan are on the same page. They say win the games you're supposed to be to win and be competitive in those games you lose, right? So what games are they supposed to win?
That's where it gets interesting, right?
Are you supposed to win?
Are you supposed to beat Purdue or Minnesota? Because
I don't know.
According to the latest top 25 poll, they're getting votes. You're not.
I don't know, right? Like remember, this ain't 1995.
No.
So who exactly are you supposed to win? Who are you supposed to beat? From this schedule, who are you supposed to beat? Let's go up and down it because we're just going. Northwestern, are you supposed to beat a team that's won 3 out of the last 5 or 6 Big Ten West titles?
I think because of the way you beat them last year, you probably could label them as supposed to beat. But there's also like they're 3-9 last year. You're also 3-9 last year.
Would you be surprised if you didn't beat them?
I'd be a little surprised. Not floored, not shocked. At this point in year 5,
not for nothing.
Yeah, I'd be a surprise.
Right. North Dakota.
You're supposed to beat North Dakota.
Georgia Southern.
Supposed to beat them.
Supposed to.
Yeah. Clay Helton's.
A lot of people say that about.
Did you see Clay Helton's when his receivers are going up for catches? He's throwing math problems at them.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hey man. Oklahoma.
You're not supposed to necessarily beat them. Although at home, some people would say so back in the day. But no, they're top 10 team. You're not supposed to.
Indiana.
I guess they won 2 games last year.
But what does history say?
Well, Indiana's the anti-rival. Nebraska, the Big Ten won't let Nebraska play Indiana on the football field too often, so there's not too much history to draw on.
Rutgers at Piscataway on a Friday night.
I think you're supposed to beat Rutgers
on a Friday night in Piscataway.
I think so.
Okay.
If you don't, I mean, that's.
I don't know. I make zero assumption.
Yeah.
I don't assume any win. I work in places. I don't assume any wins.
I don't assume any wins, but when I think it's just like historically, it's hard for Nebraska fans to just go, yeah, you're not supposed to beat Rutgers. Yeah, every time you play Rutgers, if you're Nebraska, you're supposed to beat Rutgers. If not, there's a problem. Or
would you swap coaches with Rutgers
right now?
Fair question.
Well, I mean, you are where you're at. And, Scott Frost is the lowest paid coach in the Big Ten this upcoming year because he hasn't performed well. So.
Purdue.
I don't think you're supposed to beat Purdue at this point.
At West Lafayette.
Oh, they just won 9 games.
Illinois.
That's a real tough one, right? You just lost that game last year. It is at home.
So let's go through them again so we can set the pace. So you say they should beat Northwestern.
Mm-hmm.
Should beat North Dakota.
Yeah.
Should beat Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
They should be 3-0 when Oklahoma comes.
Yes.
Should they beat Oklahoma?
Not necessarily.
No. Should they beat Indiana?
Yeah. Yes, I guess. Sure.
You can go 50-50 and go toss up.
Yeah, I mean they
because that's where the season is going to be made in a toss up game.
Right.
Like real talk, the games this season will be determined by the toss up games.
I would say they
have to win the toss up.
They've got to win that game. If you're thinking about this thing moving in the right direction and staying on the path, I think you have to beat Indiana.
So 4. That's 4 wins.
Yeah.
Rutgers.
Yes.
5. Purdue.
I don't think so.
Illinois.
Yes, I'll give you that one.
That's your 6-win season.
That's your 6.
But we'll talk about those back-end games when we come back to one-on-one.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order your Wingstop online at 28th and Superior, 50th and O Street, and 29th and Pine Lake.
The weather in Nebraska is unpredictable every day, and that's no fun when you're trying to golf. Double Eagle Golf in West Lincoln is now open to let you play in perfect indoor conditions daily. Double Eagle Golf has 5 simulator bays to hit in, by far the most in Lincoln. It has a fully stocked bar with beers and cocktails for you to enjoy while you play. Double Eagle Golf is open each weekday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., so you can start the day there, take a client over lunch, or end the night with friends. Check out Double Eagle Golf today inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Problem gambling can destroy an individual's finances, relationships, physical, and mental health. If you or a loved one are struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. And you can check out our spaces before you visit in person with a virtual campus tour. An opportunity to see our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, and Milford as you learn about our programs and areas of study. There are virtual tours of our learning centers too. We can even take you on a personalized virtual tour. Learn more on our website, southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
2022 is all about staying well. And guess what? There are lots of easy ways to take care of your mental and physical health every day, like eating right and exercising, taking vitamins, drinking water, scheduling those annual doctor's visits, or just resting. That's right, even a quick nap counts. Because let's be honest, these days we could all use a little more wellness in our lives. So stay well, Nebraska. For more ways you can stay healthy, visit staywellnebraska.com.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Expect sunny skies and a bit of a warm-up here for our Tuesdays. We'll top out at around 88. Winds should remain light out of the south at around 10. Mainly clear tonight, a low dropping down to around 63. The heat will build in further as we head into the middle of the week. Highs tomorrow and Thursday around 95. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment of One-on-One, the Captain Show, coming up next. Vershawn Jackson will carry you until 2 o'clock. Well done. We like it. So Bacchus, through his thinking, he has taken the Huskers to 6 wins by week 8, right? So it's 6-2. 6-2. Games that they should win. I think the common thread for folks saying that as fans, what you expect is that this team beats the teams that it should beat. And Bach has determined that they should beat Northwestern, North Dakota, Georgia Southern, Indiana, Rutgers, Illinois. There's your 6. Now, even some of those are 50-50 balls.
Right.
Like Northwestern to me is a 50-50 ball because it's opening day. That's just me.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm the coach, we're kicking Northwestern's tail.
Right.
If I'm a player, we're kicking Northwestern's tail. But as a fan, it's 50-50 ball because we don't know until we know. Then you say, well, they probably shouldn't be expected to beat Oklahoma at 3-0. It would be nice, not expected.
Right.
Right? You're less surprised that they lose than you are that they win.
Yes.
Fair description for it. Same for Purdue, right? You wouldn't be surprised if they beat them, but you also wouldn't be surprised if they lost to Purdue. Then at 6-2, here's what happens, Bach. The gauntlet happens.
That's right.
Should they beat Minnesota?
Not based off recent history or the fact that Minnesota won 9 games last year.
Should they
I don't think
beat
so.
Michigan?
No.
Should they beat Wisconsin?
Not after the last 8 games they've played.
Should they beat Iowa?
Not after the last 7 games they've played them.
Right? So we've fallen comfortably into 6-6 and 500.
There it is.
Right? We've fallen comfortably into 6-6 football. Although now I'll ask, between Wisconsin and Iowa, who are they more likely to upset to win against?
I think it's tough too. I think Iowa, just because they don't have the running game that Wisconsin does. So when you traditionally kind of think about what's hurt Nebraska, I mean, Wisconsin's routinely running for over 200 yards against you. But at the same time, I'm interested in Wisconsin. Kirk Ferentz is keeping it similar, right? I mean, his program is stable and outside of losing a strength coach or whatnot for what was going on there, but he's kind of had a stable. So it's the same Iowa thing that you expect. Wisconsin's going with a new offensive coordinator, trying to go maybe into a little bit of more of a modern offense. They've done that before, hasn't worked out.
You also have had to recruit to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. They have.
Do they
not
have the
been-
weapons to
do
do
they
that?
have the weapons on? And again, the transfer portal is open to
Yeah.
folks. I don't know what their transfer portal situation is.
I almost
Like I don't know who they brought in, right? But that
Yeah.
will be curious to poke around and see what's there. So then, if you are 6-6, are you satisfied?
No, not necessarily. That's what I say. I think if you win 6, it's kind of the bottom expectation. Obviously, if you win anything lower than that, we're out probably doing some coach searching.
More likely for Nebraska to win, Minnesota or Michigan?
That's interesting too.
Minnesota's here, Michigan is there.
Yeah, I think you'd probably say Minnesota. They've lost both their lines. Basically, got to restock there. Although they've got some big. Talk about recruiting. They've got some big guys filling in those spots. But yeah, I mean, I think Michigan was obviously the better team last year. They've got some questions too. But
that
they're
was a
preseason
winnable
top
game.
10.
That was a winnable
Definitely
game.
a winnable game.
They're like that. That was there. Like that was. They had the win in their hands.
Yeah.
They were dominant in the third quarter, dominant first part of the fourth quarter, and then just booped a little.
Yeah. Well, they didn't score in the first half. That would help too.
Well, but all that in place, but also the fact that both Minnesota and Wisconsin are at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
Right? Which of those two are they more likely to get?
I think probably Minnesota still.
Okay.
But I got to tell you, it's looked like a coaching mismatch between PJ Fleck and Scott Frost the last few years.
You said that. Ooh, Bach.
It's culture versus talent now,
Bach.
right? Yeah.
Bach. Jake Bachman, wait a minute. What is happening? Did you say? Okay. So
did you what? The last 3 years. I'm
just-
not the bad guy. Don't shoot the messenger. It's been a mismatch.
I did not blame you. I was just rather amused by it all. I was amused by it all. I would say this, right? So then in that case, Minnesota here or Purdue at West Lafayette.
Yeah, that's interesting too. That's what it's hard to get a read on all of these Big Ten West schools too. Everybody's got their own problems that go in the offseason trying to fix. I don't know. For some reason, I feel kind of like that shootout. That Purdue game is going to be a shootout. But I'm pretty high on AOC, so I'm gonna go with Minnesota probably.
See, I mean, when you look at this thing, right? Like when you look at this thing, we want to be on the same page with the same thinking. To say, okay, here are the expectations. Now, real talk, it starts with Northwestern. And if you can't find your way to a win over Northwestern, who has less talent than Purdue offensively, they have less talent than Rutgers, less talent then Minnesota, less talented, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa. Bro, Dublin's huge.
Oh, it is.
Dublin is huge. All right. Bach, well done. Thank you, kind sir.
Yeah.
Texters, we appreciate y'all, man. All deal. And Chase says, hey, Bach, think of this. What happens if we go undefeated into Michigan?
Oh, there you go.
Let's enjoy the
then
big
we're
house.
back.
Let's enjoy the big house. All right. Captain Show up next for Sean Jackson here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.